Hi and welcome to Easy Fishing. Tonight I'm going to run through how to construct a simple helicopter rig. It's a very simple rig to make. You've seen me use it for big roach and it's incredibly effective for quality fish. When do I use it? Targeting big roach on the feeder, crucians and tench and bream. So if you're on a still water and want to target quality fish, this is a real simple go-to rig. What do you need? Well, first of all, you obviously need a suitable length of line to mount it on. I would suggest as an absolute minimum £5, but only when you're targeting things like roach or crucians. Anything bigger than that, bream, tench, anywhere between 8 and 12 pounds. I tend to err on the side of caution and usually use a 10 pound or 12 pound line when I know that I could be catching some big fish. A feeder. Here I've just got a Drennan 2 ounce feeder, but smaller ones can be used. This is a 1 1/4 ounce. You've seen me use it with a grip mesh feeder with ground bait. You can do it two ways. You can either buy a ready-made kit which you just have to thread on your line. The ones I use ready-made are marketed by Corum. They come in 3 varieties. They come this one here with a standard swivel, this one here with a quick chain swivel, and what they describe as an adjustable heli rig. Well, all helicopter rigs are adjustable. This one uses a length of tubing to protect the main line for those who are paranoid that the swivel might wear on the line. So, how do you go about it? Well, take a length of line, and I'm just going to start off with a quick chain swivel rig. So to open the packet, take one out, and here's what you get. They're mounted on wire like float stops because they incorporate float stops. So all you just do is take your length of line, take one of the rigs and run the line through the wire loop at the end, exactly the same as if you were attaching a float or gripper stop. Wet it, slide the 3 components, which is a rubber bead, swivel and another rubber bead up the line. And there you have it. 2 rubber float stop type beads, gripper stop type beads, and a swivel. The swivel is covered with a length of anti-tangle tubing like this. So all you have to do is take your rig, tie a suitable weight on. If you're worried about it tangling, what you can do is add a rubber anti-tangle sleeve. So just thread that on the line. You can also add a quick link. If I'm using quick links, I like these. They're little ESP slim links. All you just do is knot that to the line. Always use a good knot. I'll always use a good 5-turn grinner. My dog is grunting at me, if you're wondering what that noise is. He wants more food even though he's just finished a bowlful. Now, if you have put one of these quick change links on, it enables you to change your feeder size, or alternatively unclip your feeder at the end of the day. Archie, please darling, be quiet. And slide your tail rubber over. So it looks like that. Now, I don't know if that's necessary or not. Some people like to do it, I often don't bother. And that is basically it. All you have to do is attach a hook length. Now this one here has a small tail rubber and a small quick change link. All you do is take your hook length, which should be very short. If you want to use a tail rubber, you need a baiting needle. Just slide the rubber onto the baiting needle, catch the end of your loop on the end of your hook length, slide the rubber back over, then taking your rig, just take the loop on the end of your hook length, put it on the quick change clip and slide the tail rubber over it. And there we have the finished rig. Slide it down so the hook length is just clear of the swivel. There we have it. How does it work? Cast out. In theory the tail rubber stops it, but that's how it works. It helicopters round the rig. Always use a very short hook length. Maximum I would say is 3 inches, and sometimes, but never more than 4. And there you have it, an incredibly effective rig, dead simple to make. Now these heli rigs, I've just had a look, the price was £2.50 for 5 of these. I prefer these to the standard heli rig because of the quick change swivel on them. So if your hook length should get kinked, damaged or whatever, you can just slide the tail rubber up like this, unhook, if I can see what I'm doing, like that, and remove your hook length. Reverse it to put a new one on, just slip it over there, pull the rubber over, and you're back in business. Simple as that. So that's the ready-made one, and I would recommend this for beginners. So that's the Corum Ready Heli Kits with a quick change swivel. Now of course you can make your own. To make your own, you need a couple of rubber grip stops, a small swivel, about a size, basically a very small swivel. Just put your grips up on the line, swivel, another grip stop, tie it to a feeder, job done. But I think that's the easiest and quickest way for beginners. Now, the other one that Coram do is a slightly heavier duty version, and it has a length of tubing around which the swivel will rotate. I suppose if you're fishing with really big fish under a lot of pressure, it probably makes a good idea. And if you want to do it yourself, just get a length of fine silicone tubing, doesn't need to be very long, and thread that up your line between the grip stops with a swivel over it, so it will protect your line. So there you go. Hope that's nice and simple. Very quick to construct, especially if you use the ready-made ones, but I can construct one of these in about 30 seconds. Key points: make sure when you set it up that, if I get hold of the right one, that hook length won't tangle around the feeder. Use fluorocarbon for hook lengths. It's stiffer. It's also reckoned to be more or less visible to the fish. As far as I'm concerned, the jury's out on that one, because a fish's eyes are different to ours, and I'm not quite sure how they see it. I find they're best fished with popped up baits with a small piece of foam. This one here has a small piece of rig foam about the size of a maggot, usually adequate to pop up maggots. If you're using it for bigger fish, 10 or 12 pound line, probably an 8 or 10 pound fluorocarbon hook length and a correspondingly stronger hook. I tend to use a Drennan wide gape, a wide gape specialist that is, or a super specialist, but the hook choice is down to you. It's a very personal thing, and that's it. All you got to do, put your bait in your feeder, whether you're using ground bait in a ground bait feeder or maggots in a maggot feeder, lob it out, cast it out, whatever, and it helps to use a line clip, so you can cast it out to the same place, tie a sliding stop knot on after it's sunk, then you can unclip it so a big fish won't take the rod in or snap you. When you want to recast, just put the line back. If you haven't had a fish, just put the line back in the clip, wind it in, recast out, and repeat the procedure. If you're confident that your casting is dead accurate, then fine, you don't need to use a line clip. But for beginners, I think a line clip helps. But like I say, if you're after big fish, do not leave the line clipped up, because they will rip your rod out of the rod rests. So that's it, nice and easy to use. Baits can be anything. I favour maggots most of the time, but artificial maggots, artificial casters and corn, real bits of corn. Pop them up with a little bit of foam if you want to have a popped up bait, and that's about it. And you will find it's very simple and a very effective fish catcher in the right place, and does tend to give you some unmissable bites. You either get enormous dropbacks or absolute real screamers. So there you go away, get yourself a couple of bits and pieces. Like I say, you either buy a kit ready made, or just get yourself a pack of grip stops, a swivel, and possibly a length of tube. If you want to protect the swivel, you can put a tail rubber over it. It's entirely up to you. There's two schools of thought. Some schools of thought say, yeah, you know, everything's got to be covered up, but I've caught on both, so I'm not really sure on that one. So, tight lines, until next time.